Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force here with some more Friday Night Magic. Today we will be playing another tricolor deck. This is a white, red, and green beatdown deck. Let's go ahead and keep this hand. Oh yeah. We will keep this hand. Yeah, this is a white, red, green beatdown deck with some really good value creatures. I'm actually thinking, so the Jungle Shrine, it taps for all three of our colors, red, green, and white. But I'm thinking about opening up with the Nakatil and then following it up with this turn 2, because I don't even have another turn 2 player right now. So this is a really cool Cat Warrior creature. It is a 1/1 by itself. However, it gets +1/+1 so long as you have a mountain, and it also gets +1/+1 so long as you have a plains. So once I have a mountain and plains in addition to her in play, it's a 3/3. That's a pretty valuable creature. All right, opponent just played a Wayfinder, which comes into play. He gets to mill a top 4 and put a land into his hand. It looks like he's running at least dual color here. Ends up losing a Terror Stomper as well as a Ground Assault, which I'm very happy to see him lose both of those. We're going to now go ahead and put our Jungle Shrine into play. And I'm not going to attack with him right now, though, because he will just block it with his 1/1, and then this dude will die, and obviously this gets a lot of value, so it wouldn't make sense for me to do that. But next turn we will be playing a mountain, which will pump it up to a 2/2, and then I will cultivate, getting a plains into my hand as well. In fact, we're probably going to go with double plains here. So let's cultivate right now, and we're going to grab, I think it makes sense for me to grab 2 plains right now. So one comes into play tapped, the other one goes into my hand, and then I will attack with a 3/3 at this point. Because again, it's so awesome. We got to play that. He became a 2/2, and then we cultivated, turning him into a 3/3. I mean, this is a super value creature. This is what I'm talking about. Value creatures with the way the deck synergizes. It's very awesome. He's going to toss a Ground Assault on this, and honestly, that is not the end of the world. So that is his second of 3 Ground Assaults that he can have in his deck. Gone at this point. So we got him to use a Ground Assault. We got him to get rid of one of his creatures. I can be okay with that whole process. Right now, since this is all we have, we're going to go ahead and toss down the Disciple. It's a 3/3. When it comes into play, we gain life equal to our green devotion, which is the green symbols we have in play. So we will gain 2 life, since right now we've got 2. And then next turn, if I play this one, we are going to gain 4 life. However, I might wait till after I get more green stuff in play, like my Soul of Zendikar. We'll have to see, though. I guess the opponent's probably just playing a whole bunch of removal or something. This is very interesting. So we can play the Soul of Zendikar, but I should just wait to do that till after the attack. So we're going to go ahead and move into combat phase. And I'll show you what Soul of Zendikar does in just one moment. So we're going to swing for 3. See if he's got anything going on. Looks like that is a negatory. And then we're going to toss down the Soul of Zendikar. This is a 6/6 with reach. Reach meaning you can block flyers. We can tap 5 to put a green 3/3 beast token into play. And then also, when it is in our graveyard, we can exile it to put a 3/3. We can tap 5 and exile it to put a beast token into play. So basically, this is a card that gives me the opportunity to get a lot of creatures in play, a lot of beasts in play. All right, another tricolor deck here. Our opponent is playing black, red, and green. But again, we haven't really seen a lot from him. Well, actually we have, because we saw the Wayfinder dump some cards. Here's the Zombie. And this is going to be, target opponent sacrifices a creature, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Okay, so we're just going to sacrifice our 3/3. He's going to gain 3 life. That's fine by me, because we're going to be hitting him for 6 this turn. Now, we could play the Hellspark Elemental. We could go with the second Disciple. Well, if we play the Hellspark Elemental, we could also get a token into play. So maybe I'll go that way, because this is going to be, well, this would be 4, yeah, but if I do this, 2, plus we can also afford the 5 to get a token into play. So I could wait to play the Disciple until I get an opportunity to gain more life in the future. So pre-combat, we're going to play the Hellspark Elemental. It's a 3/1 haste with trample, which means if it comes into play, we can attack with it that turn. So we can swing for 9 right now. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and swing for 9 at the opponent. Hellspark Elemental does get sacrificed, however, we can unearth it to bring it back for an additional 3 damage. It's basically a card that lets me get a burst to 6 damage. And we can do this at any time. We don't even have to do it during our turn. So I think I'll wait. We'll wait to do that. So he's going to die. And we can unearth him at any point in the future, if we so desire. So we're going to wait till the end of his turn to put our creature in play. There's really no reason for us to do it during our main step. It's always best, unless you've got some other reason, wait to do things in response. Like if my opponent chooses to remove him, I can put a creature in response, or, you know. There's no reason not to do it this way, basically. All right, when it dies, put 3 1/1s into play, and it's a 3/3 by itself. That's fine. So he's going to get that. And then before his end step concludes, we will tap for 5, and we will get a 3/3 creature in play. Excellent. And now I could ground assault this creature, but I don't want to. I want to save that for something better, more important. We could go with the Hellspark right now, and actually I think I will do that, though. We're going to unearth this Hellspark. Tap 2. He's going to come into play. He's got haste. And then we're going to move into our combat step here, and we're going to swing with all of these. He'll be blocking the 6/6, but he'll take 6 from the token plus this elemental. So, okay, no, he just chooses to block the 3/3 and takes 9 instead. Wow, that's very interesting. Oh, I guess that does make sense, though. But he's down to 2 now, which is a scary position for our opponent. So I could go with the Disciple, but again, I don't really need to right now, because this is a 3/3, or I get a 3/3 token, which is just, just as good. So we're gonna just pass the turn. And then that guy gets exiled. After the unearth, you lose that creature. So you basically get 6 damage out of him for 4 mana. But it's also trample. Trample is another big part of the reason why it's pretty cool. Now he's going to have some blockers for the next couple turns, but again, he is down to 2. So he is in some trouble here. Shadowborn Demon will come into play. He's going to destroy a creature. In response to him destroying it, we will put a token into play. And then we will be ground assaulting this. This is the type of creature that we want to hit with ground assault, because this thing's a beast. He has to sacrifice a creature, but he's got plenty of small creatures that he can sacrifice no problem. So we want to get rid of that for sure. So I am going to ground assault pre-combat. We're going to hit that. And then we are going to swing for 3. Yeah, we're going to go into combat step. We're going to swing for 3. He obviously has to block it. Now the question is, will he triple block it? That's my question. No, he's just going to go with the single block. And then I'm going to throw down a Garrick's Pack Leader. This is a 4/4. We actually saw this, I think in last episode, last Friday Night Magic, we had this running in our deck as well. Whenever a creature with power 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you get to draw a card. He's going to play a Palaka Worm. 7/7 comes into play. He gains 7 life, so it's going to bring him up to 9. Plus, when it leaves play, he gets to draw a card. It's a really good card. So he plays a Palaka Worm. And let's see here. We're going to go with the Wildcat. That's going to come into play, trigger a card draw. So we say yes. And we have a Cultivate. But I think right now will be a decent turn to do my Disciple while we've got... so we're going to get 4 off of that. So I think we'll go ahead... Well... Yeah, because this will give me another blocking creature, which I would really like. So we're going to play the Disciple right now. That means we can't Cultivate right now. But this is going to let us draw a card plus gain 4 life. And we drew into the Hellspark Elemental. So we go up to 26, and this turn we will probably not be attacking. Oh wait, we can still... Oh, I completely spaced it about the Jungle Shrine, so we can still Cultivate. So we're going to Cultivate right now. This will thin out our deck a little bit more. I completely spaced it about that. Let's go with red and green. Get red into play. We can play our green mana for the turn. And then we're going to pass the turn. I'm not going to attack with any of these. I'm going to wait till I can overwhelm him with the Hellspark Elemental. I can get another 3/3 in play with this guy, the Soul of Zendikar. I can still exile him to get another 3/3 in play. He's going to play an Augur Spree. Target creature gets +4/-4, so he's going to kill off our Pack Leader, and there's nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. And then he's going to play a Treasure Find, bringing back something from his graveyard. He gets to pick anything. Gets to pick anything from his graveyard and put it into his hand. So he's got a lot of decisions to make, obviously, being at the lower end of things. But he's going to grab back the... Wow, really? Oh, he probably has the Spider card, which gives him 1/2 reach creatures with... based on the number of creatures that he has in his graveyard. I bet you he has that. I'm positive he does, actually. That's got to be the last card that he's sitting on right now. So I could attack with everything. Oh, another pack leader. Yeah, I'm going to play that. We're going to play the pack leader. We are going to... Let's get him in play and draw a card. Okay. Yes, we will draw a card. Get a Disciple in play. I'm just going to do that just to get the body here. And I'm going to be swinging with these dudes here. I'm going to be swinging with all of these. Force him to block some stuff. We're going to lose something, but I don't really care about losing these creatures. I'm just trying to push through damage. Now, he can block all of this damage, but then he'll lose all of his tokens in the process. So he's going to block the trample one with that. And then he's going to chump block the other dudes with all of them? Or is he going to let any go through? He's going to let 3 go through. This is very calculated here on his part. So he must have some plans going on. So we get this guy back with an Unearthed in the future. But right now we have him down to 6. We're up at 26, but I'm not like super happy because Charmbreaker Devils. That's not what I was super concerned about, although that does suck. That wasn't my huge concern. So that's not the card that I thought it was. It's not the card that I thought he had. Okay, so we're gonna throw him in play, which is going to let us draw a card. And let's see here. We actually, I think we have enough. I'll have to double check here, but I think we have enough to kill him. Oh yeah. It's going to come into play. We can deal 3 damage divided how we choose. So we're going to do 1 to one of his blockers and 2 to him, and then we have the game with this. Very nice, very nice. So he's down to 4. We have got a bunch of attacking creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacking creatures. He can only block 2 of them. So that is going to be the game. This was a bit of a nail-biter. I was actually a bit concerned because I thought he was going to play that spider. I forget what the name of it's called, but he gets a 1/2 spider with reach based on each of the creatures in his graveyard. So he would have got a lot, but we end up winning. So GG. And now on to game number 2. I'm actually kind of digging this opening hand because we've got a bunch of the acceleration that we're going to want with the Jungle Shrines, Visionaries, and Cultivates. So yeah, let's keep this hand. Plus we get to play first. So we're going to start off with the Jungle Shrine, and then next turn will be Visionary, turn after will be Cultivate, and yeah, we can do some fun stuff with that. Actually, we might not even turn 3 Cultivate because we can turn 3 this guy, who is kind of an amazing card. Or we can potentially do that on turn 3. I can guarantee this a turn 3 if I don't play the Visionary right now. Let's go this way. Let's actually do this. We're going to throw down the second Jungle Shrine. We're going to play him. And then next turn, we're just going to go for the early beats. This guy's a monster. He's a 5/4 for 3 cast. What? I know. It's absolutely crazy. The thing is, though, it's one of each color, which that can be very difficult. However, this tricolor deck makes that a wee bit easier. Yes, it makes that process much, much easier indeed. All right, so he's got 2/1 lifelink. We are going to swing at that. Yeah, we are going to swing at that. Let's do that first, though, before we show him what we're playing. So we're going to go ahead and move into combat phase, and I will swing with the 2/2. Let's see if he decides to go for this block. I'm kind of hoping he does because I want to get rid of this creature so that this thing can go unopposed next turn. He decides to let the 2 go through. Okay, and we're going to throw this guy down now. 5/4 for 3. Oh, man. The Woolly Thoctor. And next turn, this guy will be pumped up to a 3/3 since he decided not to block him. And we can also Cultivate and Visionary next turn. That's really good. So we'll probably... no, we can't do both of those because we only got 4 mana. So we could Visionary and Hellspark Elemental, though, which I think that might be what we do. So we're going to play the Plains, which pumps him up to a 3/3. And we are going to Hellspark Elemental pre-combat because we want to attack with it. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, here we go. All right, now we're going to hold off on the Visionary, though. Going to move into combat and swing for... This is a swing for 11. He obviously is going to block it. He's going to trade one of my creatures, like my 3/1, or he's going to block the 5/4. Oh, he must have removal for the 5/4. That's the only reason I can think that he would do that. He must have removal for the 5/4. Here it is, Tribute to Hunger. Target opponent sacrifice... Oh, I get to choose it. Okay, so I'm going to choose the 3/3. Well, unfortunately, this card makes me wish that I had played the Visionary pre-combat, but I didn't know that that was going to happen. So, because if I had played... Well, actually, no, it might not make a difference, because if I had played Visionary pre-combat, he wouldn't have played Tribute to Hunger. You see what I'm saying? Because he knows I would have just sacked my Visionary. So, the Tribute to Hunger wouldn't have come out at this point. All right, he's going to play Liliana Spectre. Now, my big problem right now, though... I have to discard a card from Liliana. My big problem right now, though, is I've got no follow-up. The Cultivate is going to help because it'll thin out our deck to land cards, which means it's going to make us that much more likely to draw into non-land cards, you know? What do we want, actually? Oh, no. I can't think of what I have. Well, I'm going to need... I guess it doesn't matter because I have the 2 multi-producers. So what do I need double of? It doesn't really matter, actually. No, let's not get a force because I know we already have a bunch of force. Let's go like that. That's good. Okay, and let's go ahead and keep out this aggression. We're going to swing with this guy. If I were to venture a guess, he'll probably block the 3/1 here because he's so low. Unless he's got other upcoming planned removal, he probably doesn't want to risk getting so very low. Okay, so he blocks the 5/4 to block more damage, to block more damage. That tells me that there's a good chance that he might not have removal for our 5/4. He might not. Because if he did, he might have just let it go through, knowing that he's going to hard cast it so he can hold onto his thing. Okay, so he does have removal. I don't know if he just drew into that, but he does have removal. Getting rid of our 5/4. So that is his entire turn, but we are out of steam at this point. We have got lands in hand, and unfortunately, we're getting super screwed, and we keep drawing more lands. That's not... that is not good at all. That is not good at all. We had a very strong start, but we are out of steam and mana flooded, which is a term used to say we keep drawing tons of lands and nothing else, and that's not what we want. So this is actually kind of a nervous, even though I'm up 20-8, it's kind of a nervous situation that we keep getting lands. We're going to play the Disciple. Gain some life here. I'm doing this pre-combat so that I can guarantee gain this life if for some reason he removed this when I attacked. Although he probably wouldn't. He might be low enough so that he could, potentially. Now, him not playing anything last turn tells me he's either got some monsters in his hand or some like sorcery/removal spells that he wasn't playing during his main phases. You know, obviously everything changes once he draws his card, but with what took place last turn, he either's got some giant cards in his hand that he can't quite play, or some removal stuff. And it looks like removal stuff turned out to be the case. He's got an Ulcerate. He lost 3 life with that, though, bringing him down to 4. So he's running the tightrope right now. But again, we would just basically want to draw into anything other than lands. You freaking kidding me? What is up with this, huh? Good thing the 1/1 is here to keep chipping away. Oh, I guess not. He's going to use a second removal spell on a 1/1. That is awesome. That is awesome. That is exactly... I am okay with that. He's got no choice, though. He's so low. So look at all this removal in this guy's deck. Tribute to Hunger, Ulcerate, Flesh to Dust, Tribute to Hunger. Man, oh man. And you know the scariest part is he has still got potentially 1 more Tribute to Hunger and 2 more Ulcerates sitting in his deck. And potentially 3 more Flesh to Dust. Although it's not... Oh my god. Magic the Gathering, I hate you. I'm not going to play that because I want him to think I've got something other than lands in my hand. And I'm not going to need more mana than what I have here anytime soon. I can't believe this flood. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of my 23 lands drawn so far. That is absurd. 3/1 Intimidate means I cannot block it except with a black or artifact creature. Last that card was around, or last I knew from that effect. Yep. Blocked only by creatures that share color with them or artifact creatures, so I can't block him. So he can just keep swinging at me with that. But that's fine, because if he wants to swing and remove his blocker, I'll hit him for 3 when he's at 5. Yeah. Oh, if I draw any more lands this game, I'm gonna... We seriously, if we were not so mana flood right now, we would probably have guaranteed 1. But since he's had so many extra turns with us drawing nothing playable, he's got a good chance of winning this game, especially now that you just threw a Runescarred Demon in play. Mana flood may very well be the reason that I lose this match here. We're gonna need a ground assault to kill his Runescarred Demon, and we're gonna need some big turnarounds. Yeah, I'm not liking our odds here. Again, even though I've got so much more health than he does, he's got a Runescarred Demon, and he just fetched whatever card that he wanted. Whatever card that he wanted from his deck, he just put it into his hand. So he's obviously got something that's also going to be large and imposing coming up very soon. So we're kind of screwed, I think. Here's a Terra Stomper. That makes me happy, though. 8/8 trample. That makes me happy. But if he just fetched removal, then he's all set. In fact, I guarantee you he fetched a Shadowborn Demon. I will bet money on the fact that he fetched a Shadowborn Demon. Oh, I'm fucked. There it is. Shadowborn Demon. Goodbye, Terra Stomper. No! Crap, man. This game's over. He's got 6 this turn. 7, 8, 9. Next turn, he has to sacrifice the 3/2. But then he swings for 11 next turn. And that brings us down to 2. So we're pretty much guaranteed dead. I don't see anything. We're going to be down to 2. I mean, I'm still going to play stuff here because I should try, but I think we're going out on a loss in this episode of Friday Night Magic. I think this is going to be a guaranteed loss here. So untap, upkeep, he has to sack a creature, so he's going to get rid of his 3/2 here. Unless he gets rid of his Runescarred Demon and then, like, brings it back from his graveyard. Oh no, he sacrifices the Shadowborn Demon? Oh, because this guy's unblockable. And then he thought maybe I play something with reach, and that's what he's worried about. Although he can't full swing right now, because if he full swings right now, okay, there's a second Runescarred Demon. Fuck you. I hate you. Die in a fire. So what I need is somehow to get 2 damage. If he swings with everything right here. Actually, no, you know what all he has to do? Okay, here's how he wins. He swings for 3 right now, and that's it. And then next turn, he swings with both of his dudes. Yeah, and then that's how he pretty much guarantees a win. That's how he pretty much guarantees a win. Well, you know what? This was a huge bummer, because I had this game in the bag. Let's see what we get. Garrick's Pack Leader, not enough. That's the game. Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh my gosh. All right, let's check this here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of the 22 cards that we drew. 11 out of the 22 cards that we drew were lands. Half of them. In a 23 land deck out of a 60 card deck, completely screwed, completely boned. I hate my life. Let's check out the deck. You know, one of the big variables in Magic the Gathering is the simple fact that you can get mana screwed. Lands play a role in the way the games play out, unlike in Hearthstone. And you just saw in the last match a game that should have been like 100% victory end up in a loss because of that very reason. I'm not pitching. I'm just in utter shock. Check out the deck. We've got a single Baneslayer Angel. This card is a beast. You didn't get to see it come into play on my side, but yeah, it's a good card. It's a really good card. Hellspark Elemental, 3/1 trample haste that you can unearth to bring back into play. So it's going to be a total of 6 potential damage for 4, 6 potential trample damage. It's basically like a mini ball lightning that you cast twice for 1 extra mana. so it's not as good. Anger of the Gods for mass removal. This will be especially effective against the weenie overwhelming style decks. We got the Stormbright Dragon, 4/4 flying haste, protection white with monstrosity that does damage equal to the cards in their hand. The Inferno Titan, the 6/6 comes into play, deals 3 damage about how you choose, plus you can pump it up. So here's some of our beats with the Baneslayer, Stormbreath, and the Titan. Early game super value here in our Cat Warrior. Can be a 3/3 for 1 mana, which is kind of insane. A Genesis Hydra, it's an XX, and when it comes into play, you search your top X cards in your library for convenient mana cost X or less, and then put it into play. So if you do that for like 6 or something, you could get some beast dropping right into the board. Elvish Visionary for early game, card draw, it's the cantrip, plus it's a body to have in play, cultivate to fetch the lands that you need. The Disciple here is a 3/3, which gives you some life gain, so it's a nice creature that will also trigger the Pack Leader that gives you life gain based on your green mana symbols in play. Garrick's Pack Leader, this is the sole card draw engine in this deck, well, I guess besides the Visionary, but this is like repeated card draw, and a majority of what you're going to be putting into play will have power 3 or greater, so that's the whole synergy there. Soul of Zendikar, 6/6 reach, you can put tokens in play, awesome. You got the Terra Stomper with an 8/8 trample. The Woolly Thoktar, it's a 5/4 for 3 mana. Don't really have anything else to say other than what a monster. And then our removal in Ground Assault. I tell you, man, last game we desperately needed either Ground Assault or even the Soul of Zendikar would have been fairly nice to at least have a blocker. Well, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Have a good afternoon. I'll see you next Friday for another episode of Friday Night Magic. Keep watching and keep owning.